There is a new metric that is getting very popular, specifically with meta ads. And this one metric, in my humble opinion, is the greatest metric to determine how efficient are your ads actually being in driving new customers. And so if you've been having any struggles lately, it's you run a bunch of ads, you're spending more, but maybe top line revenue isn't following the increase in spend. This metric would solve that and pinpoint what the issue is. Or if you're like, man, I'm spending more money on ads and I'm not any more profitable, either on the bottom line, this metric is a really great indicator of what's actually happening. Or if you're like, man, I'm testing different campaigns, different audiences, even I'm testing a bunch of different ads, but they just keep failing. Well, this metric is a really great indicator of what's actually happening. And so this metric I saw posted online quite recently, and like I've been diving into looking at all of my accounts, all of our brands, and it's actually pretty freaking accurate. So the metric is to calculate what is the net new reach of the ad spend you're spending behind ads. So what is reach? So reach, if you go into Meta, you look at your typical columns, reach is each new individual person your ads are hitting. Don't confuse reach with impressions. Impressions is just how many times it got in front of people. Okay, not frequency, but for example, if I am a person, but I saw your ad 5 times, that's 5 impressions. Versus if I've just seen your brand from an ad, it's a reach of 1 because reach is unique per person. Now, net new reach in this example is with each extra dollar I spend on ads, how many net new people are my ads actually being delivered to? And if you're not spending a lot of money on ads, isn't going to be as big of a problem. Still, it's helpful, but the more you spend, the more critical this metric actually is. And there's a lot of things you have to do to force your ads to go after new people at scale. We would know, we literally have brands who are spending $500,000 a month on ads. And like, there's a lot of things you got to do to force it always to be going after new people. So I'm going to show you how to calculate this, but first, I'm going to just give you a quick illustration. So let's say, for example, over a period of time, you are running ads. Let's just say it's over 12 months in this use case. Okay. And let's say the red dot is your incremental increase in spend. You see that? I'm spending more, I'm spending more, I'm spending more. That's advertising spend. So let's just do this so you know, this is spend, okay? And the blue line is going to be net new, okay? What you want to happen is you want with the increasing amount of spend, you want to see your reach going up in alignment with, or maybe even outpacing it, which is great. This is what you want to happen right there. What you don't want to happen, going back to another example, is you don't want to be increasing with your spend like this. So spend is increasing, okay? What you don't want to happen is you don't want your reach to be going up, but then falling flat, or the worst case scenario, going negative as compared to your spend. The reason that would happen is because that would mean your ads aren't getting in front of new people. It's just hammering the same people over and over and over and over and over again, which means new customer revenue is going to go down, which means your advertising dollars, the more you spend, the less top line that follows, which also means the more you spend, the less profitability you have as well, or the more you spend, CAC just becomes unsustainable. And this is really important to figure out for you, the net new reach, which is essentially just the efficiency your ads are at getting in front of new people. Because you can only get in front of people so many times and convince them. I mean, that's why email is a great choice. SMS is a great choice because it's way less expensive to reach them with those channels than it is to run ads in front of people. And like I said, the more you spend, the more this becomes a really big issue. So net new reach is pretty cool. Check this out. So net new reach can be kind of calculated like this. All right, so what we want to do, just a quick illustration before I show you that calculator again, is to do this, we're looking at a few different data points. We're looking at last 12 months. So 12 months of data, looking at reach, okay? So what is your reach last 12 months? Get that number. Then you're looking at last 12 months minus 1 week. So 12 months minus 1 week. Then you're looking at last 7 days reach. Then you want to look at spend last 7 days. And I'll show you why this is important. Because what this does is those give us the difference of our incremental reach has been last 7 days. And we're just making an assumption that's our weekly net incremental reach. We're actually getting what is the actual 7-day difference in our reach that we've seen in the last 7 days. And this will tell us our incremental reach we've had with our spend. Let me show you how this looks. So here's the calculator. For one of our brands, I looked at September 12, 2024, September 12, 2025. That's the total reach the advertising dollars have obtained with that spend. Reach, not impressions. That's really important. And we looked at the 7 days before. So going back to this real quick, just so we're on the same page. 7 days before, 12 months minus 7 days. That's that reach. And then the weekly, which is the 7 days prior, is that, and how much I've spent on that account, which is 58K last 7 days. This tells me my new incremental reach right here. This is new net incremental reach. And so what I can do here is I can calculate what is my net new reach per week, which is 8%, which is not good for this brand. What that means is for the last 7 days, for the $58,000 I've spent, meaning I've only reached 8% of net new people who have not seen my ads in the previous 12 months. What that means is this particular brand is very inefficient, meaning we're spending a lot of money going after the same people. Now, I'll make sure it's very clear. So this reach can include people who are current customers, right? Depending on how your exclusions work out and your ad account. And it also, the people who are already part of this reach could become net new customers because they haven't bought yet either, right? So it's not a bad thing per se, because you could still get a crap ton of new customers in this 8 million pool of people. But what it means is our ads are just going after the same people over and over and over again. We want some amount of incremental net new people coming into our funnel all the time. And this is not cutting it. And the last step, because I have the advertising spend right here, this is my cost per 1,000 net new people. Now, if you started advertising, this is not a big deal, but this brand's been advertising for like 5 years. They've been an 8-figure brand for the last 2 years. They spend several $100,000 a month on Meta and Instagram and on TikTok. So it kind of makes sense that the pool they keep hitting is kind of the same because they've been doing this for a long, long, long time, right? But the hard part you have to figure out is how can I always be having my ad spend going after net new people so that, yes, the people who have already seen my ads, which is all these reach people right here, some of them haven't bought yet, and that will be a new customer, but I want my dollars to be going after new people so I always have brand new eyeballs filling up this pool of people, okay? Because I saw a statistic today that 39% of people are turned off by an ad that they've already seen before. That's a problem because once they've seen your ads before, it just becomes noise. So this is a lesson in both creative diversity, so it always feels like it's new and fresh, but also a lesson in your ability to make sure that your ads are going after net new people. So this has been a very valuable metric for me and my team to be looking at. And I can tell you every single time one of our brands is not doing well, it's struggling, getting net new customers. When I go and I pull this up and I do the calculation, every single time it's because the net new reach, like I showed you, is below that 15% mark. So what that means is that's a targeting and creative diversity problem. So what that means is it means our creative isn't diverse enough. It's not showing different types of people. In a previous video, I talked about audience pocket theory. It's not getting new pockets of people. And so what that means is like we have to really change up the creative, but then also making sure our setup for these high scaling brands is filtering out people who have already seen this ad as well. If you want that calculator, let me know in the comments. I'll have a way in the description that you can get this calculator. But if you have any questions, put in the comments. Hope I see you guys in the next video.